welcome to the festive edition of Cat's Whiskers TV. Jingly hats and whatever else. But first, before we start with looking back at last week's games, it's the return of Paul Baum with the news.
What? I'm Paul Baum, and this is the festive news. Matt Nickerson finally catches up with Chris Frank. After the success of their Christmas shirts, Sheffield reveal their next special design. Brent Pope reveals what to do with those turkey leftovers. And that was the festive news.
The welcome return of the news there, back by popular demand. We're going to have a look back. We're going to look back at the weekend's games now, starting off with the Cardiff-Sheffield game, of course, at the Motorpoint Arena, live on Premier Sports on Saturday night, and then back at the Big Blue Tent on Sunday night. Different weekend, same old Sheffield, won on the Saturday night, lost on the Sunday. Let's take the first game first, because we have got Scott Antcliffe fresh from his debut on Premier Sports. Here's what he had to say about the game.
Hi there, back from the Steelers game, resulting in a 3-2 win for the Steelers against the Cardiff Devils. Last night, not a bad game, but on a personal level it was a great game for me, as I was fortunate enough to do the rinkside reporting for Premier Sports last night. So really good from that perspective. And a thoroughly great experience. The only downside is, because I was that nervous, I didn't get to sort of take in and analyse the game as much as I normally do. But from what I remember, Steelers, come out of the game flat-footed, bit of a poor start, and a bit of indiscipline to start with. Drew Fatter took a couple of stupid penalties early into the first period. That allowed the Devils to go on the power play with Thomas Kirker, great player for the Devils, redirecting home a shot from the point. So they went up 1-0 after 4 minutes. They soon doubled the lead in the 8th minute with Matt Myers scoring a pretty good goal after he linked up well with Josh Batch. Frank Doyle was out of position as he tried to sort of clear the puck through the crease and got caught out, and Myers just pounced on that one. Steelers, they fought back, and Gord Baldwin pulled a goal back. That one was on the power play as well in the 12th minute. Just a wrist shot from the point, but must have had a bit of traffic in front, must have had a screen, and it beat Phil Cook in the Devils' net. Phil Cook on his debut played pretty well, to be fair. His D let him down on a couple of occasions, but generally pulled off some great saves, got a quick glove, so I think once he settles in, he'll be one to look out for potentially for the Devils. Steelers then levelled through Rob Dowd. Great to have Rob Dowd back. Steelers are at full strength for only the 3rd time this season tonight. They had Dowd back, they had Dustin Cohn back, and they had Jeff Legui back in the lineup after missing a few games recently. Dowd, cracking player, probably one of the best players in the league. Great goal to level the game up. And then Cardiff grabbed another just before the end of the period through captain Mike Faulkner. Obviously Faulkner, cracking player again for the Devils. He pounced on a loose puck after a miscommunication from Drew Fatter and Jason Hewitt just in front of Frank Doyle's net. Faulkner's not going to miss around close range. He's too good for those sorts of chances. Second period, Steelers come out a lot better, a lot stronger period from the Steelers. Jonathan Phillips linked up pretty well with Jason Hewitt for the Steelers' 3rd goal to give them the go-ahead goal, the game-time goal, sorry. And then Drew Fatter, shot from the point, pretty good finish from Drew Fatter to give the Steelers, a 4-3 lead. Then that was pretty much it. After that, we closed the game down. 3rd period, we subdued sort of any chances that the Cardiff Devils had. Kept him to the outside, and that was pretty much it. That's all she wrote. Steelers got a couple of big games now coming up against Nottingham on Boxing Day on the 28th. So hopefully we can put a few wins together, take the momentum going into those games and into the new year. So to all those watching, have a great Christmas and have a happy New Year too.
Scott's views on Sheffield against Cardiff on Saturday night. Of course, on Sunday night, it was at the Big Blue Tent. Cardiff, well, thrashing the Steelers 5-1 from a pretty poor and abject performance, judging by people who were at that game. I know we talked about our problems in the first part, but some serious problems at Sheffield at the minute.
Well, I'm going to defend. Well, I'm not going to defend because that's too strong of a word. But I think, look, we've talked about the Steelers, you know, and the whatever's going on there and the problems that they're having. Points-wise, they're not that far away from the Panthers. Yes, they've played more games, so we'll see how the Panthers games in hand go. But I think everybody's building on the Sheffield pressure too much. Personally, I think we're not that far results-wise and performances-wise sometimes. What I would say from following Twitter on the Sunday especially is it looked like another third period sort of, right, I give up.
Yeah. Well, it was a usual Sheffield third period. They lost the game, so they started fighting. Not like them to throw their toys out the pram.
But you know, Aaron's right. It seemed to go from 2-1 to 4-1 to 5-1 very quickly. Yeah. You know.
Sorry, from Twitter, it looked as if yes, Sheffield weren't playing great, and I think the Devils well deserved their 2-0. But from what I saw on Twitter, in the second period especially, it looked like Sheffield was just starting to creep in. They were sort of getting in the right zones, in the right areas, but they weren't just creating that final sort of shot or the final pass. And I think the creativity in the Sheffield team is sort of missing at the moment. And you know, you could say that Dowd was missing, Legui was missing, and stuff like that. Two of the most creative players.
Not this weekend, they were.
I know, but again, you've just jumped on my grave.
Sorry.
But you know, they came back, but they're cold, aren't they? So I think, from that sense, that's what they were doing. They were just starting to ease in, but then they lost their head, they lost their discipline, and if you lose that, you're going to lose the game. And look, after the Saturday, there was a great chance for them to get a 4-point weekend. At the end of the day, who's the happier team out of the weekend?
I would say Cardiff.
You could say Cardiff, but really, when you've played, you know, home and away, and you're playing and you split, you have a split weekend against the same team. It's a pointless weekend, really. It really is, because you've played the same team, you've won, but you've lost. It's pointless. Really.
Well, it's not, because each team gets 2 points.
Know, but it sort of cancels out the previous 2 points to a certain degree, and psychologically.
Sorry, I'm being facetious.
You are, you idiot. But there you go. But it was a great opportunity for the Steelers to. But you lose your head, you're going to lose the game, like I just said.
Of course, another Monday morning, another dugout thread starts on Steel Talk. Bit of weight behind it though, because Mark Metham, the forum moderator, started this one. So.
Yeah, if he wants a dugout, he's watching the wrong sport, isn't he? He wants to be watching the football. Can I ask a question anyway?
Of course you can.
Can I take this sodding hat off?
If you want.
No.
So anyway, yeah, go on, what? What else you want?
Yeah, look at that. Damn with the kids. I would. Yeah. So, is it too early to be calling for Doug Christensen's head?
Hang on. Just watch we're not bothered with this now. Just watch last week's.
Yeah.
We did that then.
It is. I think it's the usual thing, and I'm sorry, Sheffield fans, but you've got far too much expectation. You expect to win every game, and it's just not realistic. I'm sorry, but you know, no coach can live under that pressure. Well, it's true. Yeah. No coach can live under that pressure. Anyway. Give him a chance. Give him a season. But, you know,
it's Christmas. Season of goodwill to all men. Come on, Sheffield. Give him a chance.
I tell you what, though. You say that was on Monday, right? Steel Talk. I don't go on to that because I've got better things to do in my life. Anything, yeah. Wash me hair. In fact, clean my earring. That's more important than that. But Sheffield win both games at Christmas. Totally different story.
Oh, of course it will be.
Fickle.
He'll be here. Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be complete hero.
He'll be the best Sheffield coach we've had since David Sims.
He's new. Move on.
Belfast, of course, had another fantastic weekend. A 5-1 victory at home on Saturday night, followed by going to Dundee on Sunday and
won 4-2,
and winning 4-2. The
Being 2-1 down as well.
After being 2-1 down, of course, and the Belfast juggernauts keeps rolling on, and
we know why. We know it's his fault.
Oh yeah, it is your fault. We did have a tweet, didn't we? Yeah. We had a tweet from someone.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted. I noticed you retweeted and you replied to them as well. Niall, Mr. Niall CFC. Every time Aaron predicts Belfast Giants to lose on Cats Whiskers TV, we always end up winning. So, what is your new resolve from now on?
Hang on. He spelt it wrong. They always end up whining.
Well, he's got a point there as well.
Yeah. Hi, boys and girls. I'd like to make a prediction now. It's December the 23rd, and the Belfast Giants will now win every game of the season. You heard it here first.
And that's a Cats Whiskers TV exclusive. Aaron Lord, don't follow him to the bookies, you'll lose a lot of money. In all seriousness, Belfast now starting to look like they are going to be pretty difficult to remove from that top spot.
It's consistency. It really is. To me, that is what it's down to. And I believe one of the biggest fans of the show, Emily Gretton, tweeted in saying that she doesn't. That the Belfast Giants aren't that amazing this year.
No,
I believe it was Emily Gretton. Apologies if it wasn't you.
I would disagree with that.
Or is it because everybody else isn't as good?
No, I think Belfast are a good side. They've got a good coach. They play very, very attractive attacking hockey. In fact, in a lot of ways, they remind the Belfast team of this year remind me a lot of the way we were last season. They've got a great defence. They've got a good netminder in Stephen Murphy, and they've got some really good, classy, flair attacking players. Yes, they are prone to the odd blowout, as we saw at the NIC a couple of weeks ago, but they're just not a really good team to watch.
I think they're consistent, like I just said, but they're solid. There's quality all throughout that roster. But I'm inclined to agree to the people that go, do you know what? Yes, they've been consistent. I'm not so sure whether they are the amazing team that you just maybe, pointed out. I think if you had a Panthers, a Steelers chasing at their heels, right up there with them, that's when you could compare and see whether they were the great team that possibly you are saying. But you have to say fair play to them wherever they're going at the moment, whether they're losing the game after the second period, they end up winning the game. And that's a sign of champions.
Paul?
I think he's right. Well, he's gone on long enough, there's no else I can say.
Moving on to their nearest challengers, who are, of course, the Brea clan, who followed up a 5-0 victory on Saturday night at home to Fife, which was seriously built up after all the shenanigans from the previous week, but went off pretty much without a hitch, and then travelled down to Coventry and got a great 4-2 victory at the Sky Dome. I think Braehead are starting to look like their nearest challengers now. They are probably the most likely team to put Belfast under pressure.
I think you're right. I think we've just been talking about the two contenders. Now, probably the two conference winners. Not that winning the conference means that much, in my opinion, but I would say that, wouldn't I? Right, any trophy that your team has to buy isn't really worth it. No, it's not, because not everybody can win it. So let's move on. What's up? Did you fall off your stilts? But yeah, I mean, we talk about Belfast keep getting the results. So do Braehead. They're going to be looking at last weekend as a blip, and it looks like it is two good, solid performances.
Well, for me, as much as you say well done to Braehead and getting back on the bike as it was after, the Panthers down here, from Twitter, what's going on in Coventry that weekend, and especially that game. From what I saw from Paul Wheeler, Stu the Badger, it was like Braehead really just had to turn up. and that's worrying.
And it seems with Coventry, because they went through a real purple patch where they was winning a lot of games, and then all of a sudden, again, they've just fallen off a cliff and they just can't buy a win.
It's Jekyll and Hyde, though, for me. It's not like they're performing well, but they lose a game. It's like they just completely fall apart.
Yeah.
It's like you either win and it's a great performance, or you lose and it's like, well, the other team didn't really have to do anything to get the win. We handed them the win.
Are they any less consistent though than any other team at the minute, with the exception of probably Belfast and Bray?
Well, you could probably say no, not really, because everybody else is inconsistent. But it worries me that you're in your home barn and against Brayhead, that yes, they've travelled down and they had a bit of a blip the weekend before that Paul's just mentioned. You'd really, you'd look, you might not win the game, but the performance, and we go back to the Panthers' home record. That's your home fans, and if you don't put on a performance for your home fans, you're in trouble. So where's the passion? Where's the aggression? Where's the Coventry that nobody really likes going to? And it seemed that game on the Sunday, Brayhead had it easier than they should have. But at the end of the day, Brayhead still had to beat what was put in front of them, and it's a good 4-point weekend for the clan.
So as we move into the Christmas period, Belfast on top, Brayhead second, Dundee third, Sheffield in fourth place, and that's the other thing. All this man about Sheffield, they're still in fourth place in the league. Panthers in fifth. So it's a big Christmas period coming up. As it's Christmas, we thought we wouldn't have a serious hot topic this week, so we thought a bit of a jokey one. Well, that's a matter of opinion. So, what presents would you give players, coaches, people in ice hockey, and even us? We asked for. We got a few tweets in, but first, Aaron, I'll ask you. If you could give a present to anyone in hockey, what would it be?
You put me on the spot here, Jono, to be honest. I don't know, can you come back to me?
Paul, if you could give a present to anyone in hockey, what would it be?
Nothing.
Why?
I hate Christmas, man. No, it's all right, Dave. No, I'd give Dave Sims a present.
What?
A gobstopper.
Ooh, controversial. But
You won't be very happy.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it'd be popular. What would I give?
What would you give?
What would I give?
How about a bit of research for next time?
Some humility to the Sheffield fan base. Yeah.
Tell us about the one that you was talking before with.
Nah, I think we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one. I think we'll leave that one. I'll get into trouble.
A certain professional individual gives you hope of coming back out of retirement.
Yeah, come on.
We'll leave it there.
Have some Argonauts, that lad.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah, isn't he named after a popular tweet of the 70s? Rather chewy, wasn't it? You could chew it, couldn't you?
No.
Aaron, have you
Also, he's got a nickname like one of those dogs, haven't they? One of those dogs. He's apparently.
Oh, it was Jason Hewitt.
Yeah. What would you give him?
Bit of talent.
Hey, we got it out of him. What would I give a player?
What would you give?
I'd give David Ling some new teeth.
That's it.
That's the only thing I could think of, to be honest.
I think we'll go to the tweets. I think we should. So, right, what we've got here. So, Will Noble, 23. An empty KFC bucket for Simsy. He will be very upset.
But he wouldn't be able to eat his KFC because he's got Paul's gobstopper.
Ah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Well made. Tana says matching bow ties for Aaron Murphy and Benny Olsen. That could be interesting after a video I saw this week. Oh dear. Do you not see the video of Ben Olsen threatening Aaron Murphy about not wearing his bow tie? Could get tasty.
No.
We'll get Clanman Al, a big fan of the show. Garden shears for Nickerson's beard.
I can't believe we only had one about trimming Nicholson's beard.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Sacrilege, that is.
Yeah, I know, but he'd be like Samson and Delilah, wouldn't he? He loses his beard, all his strength goes.
Well, he's got time to grow it back.
Tom Middleton, a taxi for Doug Christensen. I'm sure a lot of Sheffield fans probably hoping for that one. Alistair Spencer, he's also on the Doug Christiansen theme, a jobs pages paper for Doug Christiansen. Harsh again. Very harsh.
Some goodwill to all, man.
I know. Which one do you like?
I like that one.
Well, another one from Will Naval. A medal for Hull players. They think now they beat Panthers they can do anything. Well, why not? Why not? Why not indeed? So some presents for us, I think. So Jerome Lucy, he will buy me stilts.
He's already on them, aren't you?
You want a refund if he is.
What's this? 1, 2.
Ow!
You're supposed to drop it.
Aaron Lord a case for his precious earring.
Whoa.
Is it precious?
What's wrong with my earring? It's a very special.
It's a bit Beckham. Yes.
When you have talent like I do. But talking of earrings, I went and purchased this today. So just carry on while I just rearrange. There we go. Okay.
And
now what's precious? I'll tell you what you are.
And for you, an evening with Dave Sims for one.
Oh, that's all right. He's got the gobstopper in. We'll be fine.
I tell you what, if that ever happened, could we come and film it? Clanman Al again. He said, definitely headset microphones. Yeah, if you're going to provide them, mate, then we'll use them.
That's the future.
Look. No, we're not. I'm not using one of them. Look at mess. This is made of my hair. Look. One of them. I'm gonna have Halo Pisha across there. It's got a strip across there.
Oh dear.
Wowzers.
I think I've got another one here from Mark, a Five Flies fan. Mark, dear Santa, can you please give Five Flies a power play and a penalty kill for Christmas? Mark, age 38 and 2 months. Oh, bless. That's it. Yeah.
I think Sheffield would like a power play as well,
Sheffield
wouldn't
would
they?
certainly like one of them.
Well, I mean, I know this is time for Christmas miracles, but come on.
And I think we will leave this totally.
Go do that one there.
Which was that?
Colouring book for
Yeah, Emma Slate, who says definitely a colouring book for Brent Henley, which I believe is a quote from the recent Evening With.
Yeah, and just want to say, if you're not following Panthers on the Road on Twitter, follow them. Some great pictures there.
Yeah,
great pictures.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. And finally, the final word has to go to David Carnell with an absolute tweet of genius has come out. He's put a tonic for Ryan Ginand. Got to say, that's brilliant. Brilliant. So, to finish this week's show, and some of us have got work tomorrow, I've got to pack Santa's sleigh, according to him. So,
I thought you worked at Boots.
and they let us out at Christmas, you know.
It's a cover for his real job. Yeah, and sometimes he has to muck out the reindeer.
What's your real job?
Hi ho. Anyway,
Red dwarves.
we're looking ahead to the games that are coming up over
We're
the
finding
Christmas.
this funny, but nobody else is.
The games that are coming up over the Christmas period. Of course, it would be remiss not to mention the obviously Sheffield, Nottingham, and Nottingham Sheffield
They're the only
series.
games on, aren't they?
Well, you probably
biggest rivalry
It's
in
the biggest
Europe.
rivalry in the world and Europe and whatever. But you know, you can't really knock that in a way when you consider that the game in Nottingham sold out 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be the two biggest crowds over the whole period. You know, you've got to look at that. But
And 8,000 plus expected in Sheffield on
Yeah.
Boxing Day. That's two. I mean, if you're looking at that, 15,000 people for 2 games. That's a phenomenal attendance.
Look, we have a bit of banter against the Steelers and stuff like that, but look, we want that place to be packed because when we go in there and win, we want to send home as many Steelers fans as possible miserable.
Can I refer you back to the away form that I
Just a
did?
joke. No, but honestly, in all seriousness, so it's great that they are expected 8,000 plus. Look, you have to say hats off to the team at the NIC and to get it sold out so early, a record, I believe. What I hope is, though, that it's 2 teams giving everything, and at the end of the day, the best teams will win on the nights. But I hope the atmosphere, I hope the crowd, from our point of view, get behind the team and really prove what this team and organisation are about, both away and then at home. So.
Another rivalry that has developed over time. Cardiff against Coventry. They're playing each other home and away again on Boxing Day and on Saturday the 28th as well. And that's sort of a real up-and-coming rivalry because they don't seem to like each other much, do they?
They haven't done for a few years, have they? No, I mean, and stuff like that's good for the game. And I think it's clever scheduling that. You know, you've got the teams, a lot of the teams that are closest together, playing each other. You know. Coventry is probably the shortest journey for Cardiff. Sheffield's certainly the shortest journey for us. You know, and that makes sense. People don't want to be travelling a lot this time of year, but they still want to watch some hockey. So that makes sense. And Coventry, Cardiff could be a good couple of games.
However, I think the most pivotal couple of games, which is on Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th of December, is Belfast against Braehead, and then Braehead against Belfast on the Saturday night, and that could, whatever happens there, could be a big factor in where the league title goes.
Top of the table 4-pointer. Yeah, thought I'd get it.
4 points either way, and you've really made a statement. 4 points Belfast, you're looking, hang on then, that's a big statement. 4 points Braehead, everybody's back in the game there.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic opportunity to Braehead to actually, people's talked about Braehead this season, being title contenders, being the team that we thought they would be, being up there at the top. 4 points against the current league leaders. That does far more than just talk. But on the other hand, Belfast get 4 points from that. You're then thinking, well, hang on a minute, Braehead are second. They couldn't get 4 points. They couldn't even get a point out of them. Really, you're going, it's going to take something from the Belfast. So it's that. This is what I love about Christmas and the hockey schedule. They're double games 9 times out of 10, and it's just great to see great hockey at that time of year. And you talk your Coventry Cardiff, fantastic game between there because they both need the points. Braehead against Belfast, top of the table clash, can mean so much. Sheffield Nottingham rivalry, it really are great games.
Looking further ahead, looking to New Year's Eve, Nottingham against Coventry with the 3 p.m. face-off, which is something quite new for the NIC, for the Panthers.
Makes sense. You're going to have a game in there. You don't want a game at 7 o'clock.
No,
because people have got other things to do. They want to get home before see the new year in. So it gives them a chance, and it'll give me a chance
to watch your game of hockey. Then go and get slaughtered.
Well, I'll be in here from about 5:30 onwards.
And of course, the traditional Hogmanay game between Edinburgh and Fife, which will be a tasty affair as always, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what it's about, though, isn't it? This sort of period in sport in general as well. The Christmas New Year period is a very sporting time of year, and hockey's no different. And for me, it's all about rivalries. It's all about what the points matter. And I think everybody, from whether you've lost the previous game to whether you've just smashed the team, 7-5, you go into that game really excited, really wanting your team to win. And the New Year's Eve game for me against Coventry, yes, it's a bit of unknown territory in time-wise, day-wise, I just hope the atmosphere isn't a bit like, whoa, what we're doing here on 3 o'clock on New Year's Eve, It should be sort of like a party atmosphere. It's against another local rival, against Coventry, please. And what better way to not, have a great game of hockey, great atmosphere, get, have a few beers if you want to have a few beers, and then go and, bring in 2014. And I think from a hockey point of view as well, let's be selfish and talk Panthers, if we have a really good, against the Steelers and then can finish it off with the plays, we'll be buzzing going into 2014, and that's what you can ask for.
Well, of course, first game in 2014 for the Panthers is away at the Odyssey Arena. Now, I think a lot depends on how because Belfast, obviously, they've got a game against Hull at the Odyssey on Monday the 30th of December, as well as their series against Braehead. I think if Belfast win all 3 of those games, that puts us in a difficult position.
It does. We're in a difficult enough position as this, but if Belfast keep winning, then it's just making it worse for not just us, for everybody in the table. It gives them the momentum, it gives them the confidence, it gives them the points. Because they're gathering points for fun almost at the moment. Well, but Mystic Meg over here has foretold the future of their season, so
I've told you.
ain't no walkover, mate. Smash it.
I've told you. But it's make or breaks. You know, this time of the year it's make or break because there's so many games in short periods. There's so many games against inner conference sides. Stand up and be counted, boys. Do you want it or don't you?
I think we'll have a much clearer picture of where the league and conference titles may be heading after the Christmas and New Year period. Well, that is it for this edition, this festive edition of Cats Whiskers TV. We'll be taking a week off next week, so there will be no show next week in the new year. We will be back in the new year with a show which will be on YouTube probably Tuesday the 7th of January in 2014. So it only remains for us to say have a very, very Merry Christmas from us all, and have a very Happy New Year, whoever you support, and we'll see you next year.